So, as the title says, I know this happened over like a month ago, but I still had to respond to the video, didn't I? Yep, yes I did. Now, let's start off with some wingnuttery here.
Pulling their kids right out of the classrooms. Joining us now
Shocker.
is Hillary Valenti. Hillary does not want her daughter hearing this speech. Hillary, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Tell us how you found out about this.
Oh yes, tell us about it in the first place. Yes, please tell us, you crazy lady. While at the same time, I'm gonna get my cat to sick on you. Go on, Emma. Go find wingnuttery. You know what to do, good girl, right? That's a good girl. Go find some wingnuttery. Huh? That's right. Go get some wingnuttery. Go. Go find some wingnuttery. That's a good cat. No, but really, let's be serious here. Let's hear on about this stupidity.
An email went out, actually.
An email? You Southerners get email?
From my ISD on Wednesday evening is when I first found out about it. And what was your initial reaction?
Hold on. It takes her a long ass time. Okay, not a long ass time. But you know she's stuttering. Metaphorically, she's stuttering. Fuck it. I don't know. She's just silent at first. It's creepy.
Initially it was kind of, I wanted information. What's going on? What's going to be said? I didn't jump to conclusions originally.
You didn't jump to conclusions originally? Well, you are jumping to conclusions now.
Went to the ISD website, went to the Department of Education, and it was at that point that I started realizing I wasn't sure what the purpose of this speech was actually going to be when I saw the curriculum outlines and all of that information.
It didn't seem what?
Seem to add up to me.
Of course. It never seems to add up to anybody, does it? Well, it's always you right-wing conservative morons who's always doing this bullshit.
At that point. And you have a 5-year-old. It's my understanding you've decided not to let her sit in and listen to this speech. What about that curriculum and the things that you discovered made you decide this was not for your 5-year-old?
The fact that she's a stupid bitch, maybe? I mean, think about it. It's like how do I put this in a right-wing conservative way? Oh, please, dear Lord, do not let our kids learn about the civil rights movement. Oh, God, please don't you dare let our children learn about new ideas. Oh, please. That's pretty much how it was. She probably went in and did that.
It was really more about it seemed to be focused on the politics of Obama and sounded more like what will you do because of.
Okay, let me point this out. First of all, Bush Elder and W, they did the exact same thing, but there weren't no crazy-ass right-wing, left-wing protests against them. That really makes me wonder.
What President
Actually, no,
Obama
it doesn't.
has said, what will you do to support Obama? And it started to sound a little bit more political to me. Not that I think a 5-year-old can figure that out. I'm not that naive, but
You look like you're that naive, and you sound like you're that naive, so don't be a dumb cunt.
I do feel like on principle that to have questions such as that, it opens the door for a slippery slope as far as how far are you going to go.
Basically, Bush did the same thing. Not Bush Jr., the crazier one, Bush Sr. He basically did the same thing, but nobody said anything about it. Now, I know I just said that before, but that really does make you wonder. Is this because Obama is not a Republican? Because he's not a right-winger? Or because he's black? Or that it's all three? I don't know. Who knows?
With politics, and not necessarily in this particular case, but you've opened the door at that point to let politicians come into the classroom
And you're being a fucking idiot?
possibly push agendas and ask questions that I don't think are appropriate for public education students.
What is it appropriate for? Fucking Catholic school parents or kids or whatever? No.
And what are you hearing from other parents? Are you hearing similar reactions?
You know this is gonna be good.
Absolutely. First of all, I think a lot of people are very confused. When I mentioned these issues to other parents, a lot of them didn't even know really what was going on. It seemed like you had to be on top of it to figure out what exactly was going to happen on Tuesday. I fortunately was able to contact various people within the Board of Education of our ISD and try to get what the full story was.
And you probably didn't. You probably got a whole bunch of bullshit.
And just a lot of people don't even know, even today, what
You see,
is going to
I
happen
can
next
act
week.
biased too.
Now, you've been very proactive,
Fuck you.
obviously, wanting to find out what your daughter was going to be taught in school. How would you explain this to her? You mentioned she's 5 years old. She may not understand exactly what the president's going to talk about, but what will you tell her about why you did not want her to sit in and listen?
I'm gonna take a wild guess, but I know I'm gonna get a bunch of right-wingers throwing their comments and being bitches. Like they normally do.
I would tell her that because I feel
You feel threatened by the actual concept of your child getting new ideas and not keeping your right-wing conservative Republican heritage, that it could very well cause the end of the world. Just an assumption. Ha.
that these decisions to advance her education, while they are good, and I'm glad that the president is supporting them, that
Then there's the whole brainwashing scheme. I don't buy into this garbage.
it is something that needs to be her decision, and that we have made that decision together, and that it shouldn't be based on what the president has told her.
Is there any way this speech could have worked for you if it was strictly going to be a message encouraging kids? Would you have been okay with that?
She probably wouldn't be anyway, unless it's one of those... Unless it was fucking George Bush or John McCain.
concern that it's going to cross the line?
You know, this bitch is an example of a dumb cunt.
My concern is not really so much that the speech is going to cross the line at this point. I hear that the department has changed a lot of the curriculum guidance. There's no longer going to be an essay component for some of the older students, and I'm very happy about that. And I've also heard that they are going to be releasing the script of the speech, which I'm very happy about that. Parents do need to...
Oh, I'm pretty sure you're gonna write out everything in there and say, you see, this is indoctrination into blah 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 da, 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 da. Confused parent? How about stupid idiot of a parent? You see, this is an example why people like this lady in the video, even though I can't really mirror half of this because my webcam is still busted, basically she's the reason that, well, maybe idiots shouldn't have kids.
Stuff before their kids are exposed to anything within the school system, regardless of it being political or not. But I apologize. I lost track of the question.
Of course you lost track of the question because basically you're just trying to look for your 15 minutes of fucking fame.
We just wanted to hear about your thoughts on this, and it seems like you've been very proactive and done what any parent should do, is to find out exactly what's going on at their child's school. And we thank you so much for sharing your story, Hillary. Thank you.
Find out what's going on and then blow it way out of fucking proportion. This is why idiots are basically running amok in this country. Is because we allowed them in power back in 2000. We had 8 years of idiocy. I said it, 8 years of dumbass Bush. But, hey, now there's all the right-wing crazies who are calling Obama a criminal, a traitor, blah blah blah. Look at all the shit Bush did. Bush is a criminal. He broke the fucking Geneva Convention, but you're gonna let that slide? Fuck you, and I hope you get hit in the face with a shovel.